Shalom to you, all my brothers and sisters, in the name of Yahuwah and Yahushua, with his Ruach HaKodesh. I haven't made any videos lately because, well, frankly, haven't felt the urge to. But I have been making jarred chili with rice, jalapeno peppers, cayenne peppers, freshly picked tomatoes, and yeah, I've got, I don't know, 14, 18 jars, and I've been making, I have like 5 more cabbage heads out in the garden that I need to utilize, and I figured I'd make, and plus I got potatoes growing, and I gotta dig them up and utilize them, and my carrots. But this has got cabbage, carrots, potatoes, corned beef hash, corned beef hash, and that's pretty good stuff. And I made salsa. Let's see, I canned some chicken noodle soup. Yeah, I'm gotta harvest this stuff and can it. Can't let it go to waste. I've got so many tomatoes that I actually put them on a table out in the front yard and was selling them to people that go and buy. And so, plus it gives me a chance to proclaim his name and testify to him the truth of what his Shem is and its importance, the importance of knowing his Shem and acting accordingly. Acting in his character. And when we act in his character, we want to tell people the truth and, set them free from the bondage that we're in, from like the Federal Reserve, our government, our own government. And, in that day, he'll lift her skirts and reveal her nakedness. And this is coming about, and a lot of people are seeing this, but a lot of people are focusing on, what's going around, what's going on in the world. And Luke tells us that men's hearts will fail them for watching after the things coming upon the earth. So, we don't want to focus on all these events. I know it's really tough not to, because they are occurring. Fukushima is spewing out radiation, but that is not where we're to focus. We're to focus on the Father and realize that when we're under his protection and we're doing what he tells us to do, we're protected. We don't have to worry about anything. We are not to fear. We're to fear him, we're to do what he tells us to do, and he says to look up. So, it doesn't mean to his creation, the stars and the moon and the sun. It means look up to him, I believe. And that's what I get. That's what I feel. Um, but maybe somebody else has a different opinion, and I I sure hope you would put a comment or make a video to my video and reveal what you believe the truth to be. That'd be great. That would be great. There was something else that I was reading just today in Yeshayahu, Isaiah. Isaiah 10, Yeshayahu 10. Woe to those making unrighteous decrees and writers who have prescribed toils to keep the needy back from right ruling and to take what is right from the poor of my people, that widows become their prey and orphans their plunder. What shall you do in the day of visitation and in the ruin which comes from afar? To whom would you run for help? And where would you leave your wealth? I continue on, but I'd kind of like to know who he's talking about. Woe to those who make unrighteous decrees and writers who have prescribed toil. To me, this is government and taxes. Tax writers. And that's what it seems to be to me. Yeah, because we have to pay our taxes. They prescribe toil. Got to pay it to our government. And, the government makes their decrees. And, it's definitely not right ruling. And, the widow is subject to taxation. They take her property. And, wow, the orphans, they get subjected to the government system, and yeah, they become their plunder. Wow, that's what it seems like to me, anyhow. If someone has another opinion, I'd be grateful to hear it, and I would diligently look into it. So at any rate, that's what I've been up to, canning and gardening and focusing on Yahuwah and His Word. And, I thank Him daily. I thank Him daily for His forgiveness. And, I forgive others because He's forgiven me. I have no right to judge anybody. And no matter what, if they decide to turn back to Him and learn to do righteousness, follow His bed, believe in His bed, and do what His bed told us to do, follow Him, and then, yeah, I believe they can be forgiven for anything. Anything. To say otherwise is to dethrone Him and proclaim your own right ruin, your own righteousness. I don't think that would be a hakmah thing to do, wise thing to do. If He declares that we are forgiven, then we accept Him for His word. Yeah, and that is what He says. Forgive and you'll be forgiven. Judge not, lest ye be judged. So, yeah, we don't need to. We need to take the thorn out of our own eye before we extract, or take the log out of our own eye before we extract the thorn in our brother's. So, yeah, just love, walk in peace, walk in shalom, and forgive. We don't want to be, what is it, Second Timotheos 3. In those days, pull it up here real quick. I think it's Second Timotheos. Evelyn, John, Peter. Haven't been to Timotheos in quite a while, actually. Let's see. But note this, that in the last Yomim days, hard times shall come. And I believe we're starting to see that. For men shall be lovers of self. We see that. Lovers of money. We see that. Boasters. Proud. Blasphemers. Disobedient to parents. Thankless. Wrongdoers. Unloving. Unforgiving. Unforgiving, slanderers, without self-control, fierce, haters of good, betrayers, reckless, puffed up, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of Elohim, having a form of reverence but denying its power, and turn away from these. So, yeah, being unforgiving for any reason that, you may think you're right, but you got to consider, he he died for the whole world, um, and for them to turn and be healed. So if he forgave them, then yeah, we should too. And rejecting his ruach is the only thing that we can't be forgiven for. And when you reject his ruach, his spirit, you plainly and simply refuse to hear him and do his right ruling. But he is patient, and that is one of the fruits of the Spirit. We're to be patient, and I know our patience is tried a lot with a lot of people, but our hope isn't in them, it's in Yahuwah. And he told us to have patience. And we're not to look after the things that are coming on the earth, unless our heart fails. And, the comet ice on everything. We're not, that's not our focus. Our focus is Yahuwah. And, proclaim his name. Proclaim his Shem in your character and his literal name. For his name does represent his character. And, wow, I love all of you. I really do. And I pray for all of you, all my brothers and sisters. I pray for you. And I ask Yahuwah to bless you with shalom, peace, and truth, and knowledge. Knowledge of his name, knowledge of resting in him, knowledge of his feast, his days, his Sabbaths, and his character, his name. On that note, I'm going to say Shalom. Yahuwah barak you. Yahuwah be with you. Let him send his ruach upon you and in you, and then dwell in you and him. Shalom.